Welcome to Martin Makes Sense of AI, where I sort through the noise and bring you one important AI story every day. Today, Sam Altman says we are already inside the AI singularity. That sounds like either history or marketing. Possibly both. By the end of this video, you will know what he actually meant, what new evidence says about your work, and the 5-day plan you can use to adapt without reorganizing your entire life around a science fiction headline. The line came in a July 25th episode of the Relentless podcast. About 17 minutes into a 70-minute conversation, Altman said, "We're now in the singularity." He described this as the moment he and other founders used to discuss casually over lunch, and said he expects it to be hugely positive for the world. That is a remarkable statement from the chief executive of OpenAI. It is also not a scientific certificate stamped by an independent committee. There is no universally accepted singularity test, no scoreboard that turns green, and no alarm at the United Nations labeled "Intelligence Explosion Complete." So the useful question is not, must I agree with Sam Altman? It is, what observable change is he pointing at? And has that change reached ordinary people yet? The classic version of the singularity is dramatic. An AI becomes able to improve AI, which produces a better AI, which improves the next one even faster, until human beings can no longer predict the curve. Altman is using a wider, gentler version. In an earlier essay, he argued that the pattern begins when yesterday's miracle becomes today's routine and tomorrow's minimum expectation. He also described present-day AI helping researchers build better systems as an early form of recursive improvement, but explicitly distinguished that from a machine autonomously rewriting itself. That distinction matters. AI-assisted research is real. An independent machine redesigning itself without people in the loop is a much stronger claim. A model producing code for a researcher is not the same as a model setting its own goal, running the experiment, judging the result, and deploying a successor without permission. Those steps may someday converge. Saying they already have is the disputed part. My rule is simple. When the person selling the most powerful tool in the room announces a new historical era, do not automatically believe him, and do not automatically ignore him. Translate the announcement into things we can measure. Here is the first measurable change. On July 27th, OpenAI published an analysis of more than 800,000 messages from US ChatGPT users. It found that 16.8% of work-related messages involved tasks associated with a different occupation. Once broadly shared activities such as writing and scheduling were removed, 43.5% of the remaining occupation-specific messages crossed a job boundary. A salesperson explores customer data that once went to an analyst. A marketer troubleshoots a website instead of waiting for a developer. A small business owner drafts copy, reviews a contract, or performs a basic financial analysis. This does not prove those specialists disappeared. It shows that the handoff is being compressed. In a large company, that may mean fewer internal requests. In a small company, it may mean one employee suddenly owns work that used to require 3 outside specialists. Useful? Absolutely. Comfortable? Not necessarily. And that may be the most important near-term effect of AI. Not one machine swallowing an entire job, but one person being expected to cover a wider slice of the workflow. The same task takes less time. Management quietly raises the definition of a normal day. Congratulations, your productivity tool has become a productivity tax. That pressure is visible in career forums. People are not only asking, will AI replace me? They are asking whether it is still sensible to spend years learning a profession whose beginner tasks may change before they graduate. Mid-career workers worry that hard-earned experience is being reduced to a checklist of automatable tasks. Those posts are anecdotes, not a national poll, but the emotion is real. Anthropic's June Economic Index gives us a more structured, though still limited picture. Its linked survey covered about 9,700 frequent Claude users and was not representative of the general public. Nearly 6 in 10 expected AI to handle a larger share of their work within a year. More than a third believed AI could do most or nearly all of their tasks by then. Yet the same study found that people who delegated more work to Claude were generally more optimistic about pay and future employability, and large majorities reported gains in speed, scope, and quality. That contradiction is more useful than a simple doom headline. People closest to the tool can see both the threat and the leverage. Fear and usefulness are not opposites. Often they arrive in the same browser tab. So here's my judgment. The immediate danger is not that every job vanishes on Tuesday. It is task compression, fewer handoffs, faster first drafts, smaller teams, and higher expectations. The awkward part is the apprenticeship ladder. If AI produces the first draft, the basic analysis, and the routine code, where does a beginner get the repetitions required to develop judgment? That is a serious problem. And just learn AI is not a complete answer. If you want AI news explained clearly, without the hype, subscribe to Martin Makes Sense of AI. I'll keep doing the research so you don't have to. Now, here's the part that matters more than the label singularity. The abilities that still make a person difficult to replace. Start with judgment, context, relationships, and accountability. Anthropic's respondents, especially more experienced workers, repeatedly named situational judgment and trust as things AI still struggles to reproduce. That does not make those qualities permanently automation-proof. It makes them valuable now. And I can generate 3 plausible answers. Somebody still has to choose one, defend it, and live with the result. Treat the model as a very fast junior collaborator who has read too much, slept too little, and occasionally invents a source with complete confidence. Then use this 5-day plan. Day 1, map 10 tasks you repeat every week. Mark each one, automate, augment, or human only. Be honest about the boring work, because boring work is often where the fastest gains hide. Day 2, choose one assistant and one real workflow. Do not spend the day comparing 20 tools. The best model is the one you can use responsibly on an actual problem. Day 3, build a verification loop. Ask for sources, challenge the answer, check every number, and keep a named human responsible for the final decision. Day 4, document the before and after. Minutes saved, errors caught, quality improved, and anything the model missed. Day 5, turn that result into proof. Show your manager, your client, or your portfolio that you improved a real process. I know prompting is weak. I shortened this weekly report from 3 hours to 45 minutes and caught 2 calculation errors is evidence. One verified improvement is more valuable than a folder containing 50 AI certificates. And never paste confidential employer or customer data into a consumer AI service unless your organization has approved it. Over the next 6 months, ignore the word singularity for a moment and watch 3 indicators. First, reliability. Can an AI complete a long task in a real environment, recover from errors, and produce evidence you can audit? Not just an impressive demo. Second, labor structure. Do companies simply ask existing workers to do more, or do hiring, pay, and entry-level opportunities change in measurable ways? Third, accountability. When an AI-assisted decision harms a customer, misstates a number, or breaks a system, who carries the responsibility? If the answer remains a named human, human oversight is not decorative. Altman has a financial and strategic interest in making the future feel close. That is a reason to scrutinize his claim, not a reason to pretend the ground is not moving. The man selling the shovel may be enthusiastic about the gold rush. The shovel can still be useful. My conclusion is that we have not received proof of a clean, runaway intelligence explosion. We have received strong evidence that work boundaries are already moving, and waiting for experts to agree on a dramatic label is a poor adaptation strategy. So, do not panic, and do not sleep through the change. Pick one real task, supervise the tool, verify the result, and build evidence that your judgment improves the outcome. That is what Martin Makes Sense of AI is here to do. Sort through the latest AI news, separate the evidence from the hype, and explain what it actually means for you. Subscribe for the next story. You can also listen to the podcast here on YouTube. Open the Podcasts tab on this channel. And tell me in the comments, is AI replacing part of your job? or expanding your job while quietly raising the expectations.